thank you very much for spending time with us today. Thank you for inviting me to do this. I wanted to tell you a little bit about Equinor. And Equinor's energy future. Equinor is a global power company. We have multiple different ways of getting power to people. We power over 170 million people. And our goal is to achieve net zero emissions by 2050. The way we plan on doing this is by allocating 50% of our national gross expenditures on renewable and low carbon solutions by 2030. We also want to have net installed renewable energy capacity of between 12 to 16 gigawatts by 2030, 2/3 of which will come from offshore energy sorry, can you repeat that? So 2/3 of which will come from offshore wind in Europe and the US. So we are, like I said, a global company. We have 23,000 employees in 30 different countries. Our headquarters is located in Stavanger, Norway. We are a Norwegian company. We have 2,500 people in our renewables department. It's a fairly new department. Renewables America has been growing rapidly since 2017. And very proud of the fact that our workforce in Renewables America is split 50-50 between men and women. So offshore wind is a growing industry. As everyone that spoke before me has said, it's actually been growing rapidly. New York State passed the CLCPA, which is a law that says that they want to lower their CO2 emissions by 40% by 2030. And they go to 85% by 2050. So 9 gigawatts of that energy that they want to do in order to lower the CO2 emissions are going to come from offshore wind. The federal government has put a goal of having 30 gigawatts of energy coming from offshore wind by 2030. So this is an industry that's also not going anywhere, right? The federal government and the state government are very much behind this. The National Renewable Energy Lab, a federal agency, did an assessment that said that between 2024 and 2030, there will be 15,000 to 58,000 jobs created from offshore wind. Now this is dependent on 25 and 100% domestic content, which basically means how much supply and stuff that we can get locally in the US. One of the things that I want to point out here is manufacturing and supply chain, right? It's not just an offshore wind developer that you can work for as engineers and marine science majors. You can work for the people who provide us the things that we need, the metal for the monopiles, the generators, the wind blades. You can work to find efficiencies in those items. So you don't have to work for an offshore wind developer, but the industry as a whole is creating a ton of jobs for all majors, not just engineers and marine science majors. One of the things that's really important also for marine science majors is that every single vessel that goes out needs a protected species observer. Now those are survey vessels, construction vessels, any vessel that goes out. So there's going to be a ton of jobs for everyone there. So one of the things I wanted to do was actually introduce you to some of my colleagues who are actual engineers and marine science majors and see what they have to say. So this is Mike.
Hello everyone, my name is Mike Senti. I'm the onshore engineering manager here at Equinor. My scope of work is where our offshore cables come on shore and interconnect to our electric grid here on Long Island with PSEG Long Island. That's my scope of work. I received my bachelor's in mechanical engineering from NYIT. Later on, went back to school at NASA Community to get my associates in civil engineering. And then later on in my career, I went back to MIT and got my MBA. I went down the engineering path because I've always been very mechanical, very sort of curious about how things work, how things get put together. So engineering was kind of a natural progression, just from things that interested me from when I was little. I came to Equinor because it was sort of a natural progression of my career. I spent a lot of time doing heavy civil engineering and project management, so roadway design, drainage design, things like that, followed by working for PSEG Long Island, where I was a principal project manager. I did a major electric transmission infrastructure, so new poles, new underground lines, parts of substations, things like that. So combining those two scopes of work, those two fields, I was a good fit here at Equinor to be able to leverage all those skills and experiences that I've had. As far as your careers go, and you're all starting out new, I'd say the most important thing is to be open to new experiences. Have a goal for yourself, that's important, but don't be afraid to chase new goals or abandon a goal if you feel like it's not going to make you happy. There's plenty of time in your career to move around and find what really makes you happy in your day-to-day job, and that's very important. And just always be open to trying new experiences. You never know what will come along that you just get to try a little bit of, and you say, hey, I really like that, and maybe that's something I want to pursue more. You never know when reaching out to a coworker in another department will end up sparking a new interest or opening new doors and opportunities for you. So I encourage you to be very open with trying new things. Don't be afraid to fail. I fail all the time, and that's just part of your job. No one's perfect. So I wish you all the best, and if anyone has any questions of me, feel free to reach out to the host, and he can put you in touch with my email. I'd be happy to talk with you and give you any advice you need. All right, great. Have a great day.
So Mike is an onshore engineer.
Hello everyone, my name is Alex Gomez, currently a lead engineer with Equinor, supporting the Empire Wind project and the Prepare for Operations team. Currently hold an electrical engineering degree from City College in New York, and have also pursued my master's in data science from Stevens Institute of Technology in Hoboken. My choice for these majors was really driven by the fascination of how electrical systems work in the world, and my passion to leverage data to solve complex problems. My first job coming out of college was as an instrument control technician for Con Ed here in New York City. Really fun fact on how I got that role was that I had previously, before that, been a aircraft mechanic for Delta Airlines, so kind of leveraging my technical aptitude, my technical background, as well as my electrical engineering degree really facilitated me for getting into the power industry in this role, which was really beneficial to my long-term development. I've worked several different roles within the fossil fuel generation industry here in New York City. Instrument control technician, like I said, for Con Edison, as well as New York Power Authority. Plant engineer for Brooklyn Navy Yard Cogen, instrument control supervisor, and then operations manager for NRG at their Astoria gas power plant. The reason why I chose to come to Equinor is the pioneering work that they're doing in renewable energy here in the US, particularly offshore wind. It was a great opportunity to be able to lead projects with really a tangible impact in advancing sustainable energy solutions here in the tri-state New York area. Equinor's commitment to innovation and sustainability perfectly matched my professional aspirations and personal values as well. Most important aspect of my path and how I got to my current position was really the relentless pursuit of growth and learning. Every single role that I've gone for and obtained, really my focus was having on how do I advance myself, how do I learn, what kind of skills am I developing by taking this role. Really, when you're coming out of college, the first thing you want to do is look at how the company develops their young staff, what training is there available to them, what kind of projects are they going to be part of. Really, you learn by what you're doing, so the more you do, the more complex the projects are, the more fascinating they are for you, the really more that you're going to be able to learn. My work experience, especially in operations role, really has, in managing large complex projects, has been instrumental in preparing me for my position here at Equinor. Really, it's a great company. Really fortunate to be here and really tackling monumental projects that are going to be here for a very, very long time, and really changing the landscape of the energy profile here in New York and New York City area. I'm really fascinated by being part of this, and hopefully with some of this outreach that we're doing, we can really benefit more young engineers and more young students to be able to develop themselves as well. And really focusing on highlighting the great things that Equinor is doing, not just here in the New York area, but globally. Thank you for your time.
So, as you heard, none of these guys had a straight path to where they are now, right? That's kind of true for all of the previous speakers as well. When you're starting up a new industry, it takes experience a little bit to actually start it up. The good thing is you guys are no longer going for an industry that's starting up. You're going for an industry that's here. So there are positions for individuals who are coming out of college, coming out of graduate school. So a little bit about myself. My name is Sagar Mehta. I'm the Community Affairs Manager for Equinor for Empire Wind 2. I am a proud graduate of actually Stony Brook University. I got my master's in public policy analysis from here. I worked in government for the past 10 years doing project development, community development, economic development, any type of development basically. And I joined Equinor because Equinor provided an opportunity for me to be able to work for something that I'm passionate about. Climate change is here, we need to do something about it, and offshore wind is actually one of the best ways that we can reduce our reliances on fossil fuels. It's a technology that's here, it's a technology that's developing, and it's an abundant source of energy. So for you guys, opportunities that are available if you do want to work for an offshore wind developer, we have summer and graduate internship programs. You guys can go to www.equinor.com/careers to check them out. The positions are usually listed in September and October of this year for next year. So you guys can look at it if you're interested. And then other than that, if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. But that is a QR code to our newsletter. My email's at the bottom if you'd like to contact me. And that's our X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Facebook, and all the other stuff.